that we are going to be learning about. Volume. Volume is the number of cubic units needed to fill the inside of the shape. So with area, you'll see like centimeters squared or feet squared. For cubic inches, it's going to have a 3 instead. So it'll be like centimeters and then 3. That shows that it is cubed, so centimeters cubed. The volume of a prism is area of the base times height, or capital B H. The volume of a pyramid is 1/3 times area of base times height, or 1/3 times capital B H. Yes. So find the volume of a rectangular prism. We know that we just wrote down that volume of a prism is area of the base times the height. How do we find the area of a rectangle? Are you saying the volume would be? How would I find the area of a rectangle? Length times width, right? So you would have 3 times 9. So we have width and length times 8, which is the height. So essentially, you were just doing multiplying these 3 numbers together. Right? So 9 times 3 is 27. 27 times 8 is what?
216.
So you have 216 cubic. All right? Any questions? All right? This one is a pyramid. Remember, this is 1/3 times area of the base times height. All right, so what we have to do to find the volume of the figure, we know that it's 1/3 times area of the base times the height. What is the base of this figure? The square. This is the base, and it is a 14 by 14 by 14. Okay, so the square also has a 14. So we need to multiply these two together to get our area of the base. What is 14 times 14? 196. And then you're going to multiply that times the height, which is 8. So you're going to do 1/3 times 196 times 8. And you should get 522 and 2/3.
How you doing third? I know.
On your calculator, there is a button that has the fraction on it. It's right here. Alright, you could also just do 1/3 times 14 times 14 times 8. And that'll give you the same answer. Alright, here is our next problem. Yes, a candle in the shape of a square pyramid has a base edge of 6 inches and a height of 6 inches. What is the volume of the candle? Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to highlight the important facts, and I suggest you do this on your test on Wednesday so you know what you're looking at. So what is one thing that is very important to know to solve this, Isaiah?
Base edge of 6 inches.
Okay, so it has a base edge of 6 inches. What else? A height of 6 inches. Something else. The question. So you want to know what the volume is. One more thing that's important. It's a square pyramid. That tells us the shape of what? The base. So first we need to know that it's square, so we know the base is square. And the fact that it's a pyramid, we have to use the formula 1/3 area of base times height. So if a square pyramid has a base edge of 6 inches, what would be the area of it? 36, because 6 times 6 is going to give you 36. And then our height is what? 6. So you're going to do 1/3 times 36 times 6. Or you're going to do 1/3 times 6 times 6 times 6. And that'll give you the volume. The volume is 72 cubic inches. Anyone have any questions so far?
Oh, I got it. This one is this way. Oh, I got it right. Yeah.
Alright. The next one. The area of the base of a pyramid is 85 square centimeters. If its volume is 255 cubic centimeters, find the height of the pyramid. So go ahead and try to figure this one out on your own. Alright, so let's highlight the important information. And what would that be? Somebody give me one. Give me one. Isaiah.
Is 255.
The volume is 255 cubic. William. The base of a pyramid is 85 square centimeters. What else, Michaela? We gotta find the height. Alright, so we know that our formula for a pyramid is 1/3 times the area of the base times the height. This is gonna equal to what? What does this formula equal to? Volume. Volume of the pyramid. Alright, so we have 1/3. Do we know the area of the base? Yeah, area of the base is 85. Do we know the height?
No.
No, so we're just going to put H. Do we know the volume?
No.
Yes, it is 255. So all your questions are not going to always ask you for volume. It's going to give you the volume, but it's not going to give you one of the other things you need to know. So you just plug it in. You plug in the area of your base, you plug in your volume, and then you solve. What is the first thing we're going to do when solving this? Divide by what?
225. No, wait, yeah.
Let's divide by 1/3. Divide each side by 1/3. That gets rid of 1/3 right there. And we have 85 times H is equal to what? What is 255 divided by 1/3? 765.
No.
And that's the same as multiplying it times 3 if you cross multiply it. Because you have 255 divided by 1/3. So then what? Keep change. 255 over 1 times 3 over 1. And you get 765. Now what do we do? Ariel, what do we do? You're going to divide both sides now by 85. And you're going to get that the height is equal to 9. 9 centimeters. Here is your next one. Write this down and do it on your own. Alright, let's go ahead and highlight or underline the key points of this word problem. Give me one of them, Michaela. Alright, it's a square pyramid and it's 9 feet tall. Give me something else, William. Has a volume of 507 cubic feet. What else? What are we looking for? How long each side of the base? Each being the key word. So we're going to use our pyramid formula, which is 1/3 equals the area of the base times the height. So 1/3 times, do we know the area of the base? No. Do we know the height? 9 feet tall. And the volume? 507. area, we're going to divide by 1/3. Now, you can do it another way. You could multiply 9 times 1/3 by combining like terms. And then solve for this if you wanted to. But we're just going to divide by 1/3. And what do you have? 507 divided by 1/3. Come on, y'all, have your calculators. 1,521. Now, we're going to divide each side by 9. And the area of our base is going to be equal is 169. Is it looking for that? Is it looking for the area? It's looking for each side. How can we find that? No, because area is length times width. But if it's a square, it is something times itself. So we know that 10 times 10 is 100. So it has to be higher than that. What's 12 times 12? 144, so it's higher than that. Try 13 times 13. And what is this? So each side is 13 feet. Do y'all see how we got that? A small refrigerator has a square base with sides that are 3 feet long. The refrigerator has a capacity of 40.5 cubic feet. How tall is the refrigerator? Is a refrigerator a pyramid or a prism?
No.
It's a prism. So we know area base times height will give us our volume. Alright, so let's go ahead and set this up. What is our area of the base? How do we know that? Because it says square and 3 times 3 is 9. Times the height. Do we have a height? No, because it's looking for it. It says how tall. Is equal to 40.5 cubic feet. Capacity is the same as volume in this situation. So then you're going to divide both sides by 9. And you're going to get H is equal to 4.5. Alright, the last example. How many cubes with a side length of 3 inches will fit into the rectangular prism? Explain. Alright, so we need to find the volume. So area of the base times height equals volume. That's the same as doing 30 times 12 times 6, right? Because the area of the base is just 30 times 12. And whatever you get from that, you multiply that times 6. What is the answer for that? 2,160. But how many cubes with a side length of 3 inches will fit into the rectangular prism? This is 2,160 cubic inches. So just 1 inch cube. So how do we find out how many 3 inches?
3 times 3 times 3.
Now what can we do?
2,160
Divided by 3. 2,160 divided by 3. And that gives you 720. Alright.